that is tampered with, we need to actually have the authorities involved. We have reached out to NCC. As you can see that in a number of fora, NCC has been able to liaise with some of the security agents and also the Nigerian police force to try and ensure that these equipments are not vandalized. So we also ensure that we work with our members to report incidents a lot more in a timely manner when these fiber cuts do occur, because sometimes they just go and repair the fiber cuts and actually remain mum about it. So what we are trying to do is try and raise the awareness that actually destruction of telecoms equipment actually impacts on the quality of service that is rendered to consumers like you and I.
So data floor pricing, in your opinion, should it go or should it stay?
It's not about whether it's to go or to stay. It's about innovation, competition, and the best consumer choice. What do I mean by that? If you don't have any measure to protect the smaller players, remember, MTN started out as a smaller player at one stage. So did Glo, so did Airtel, so did Etisalat. They all start out small. The regime that was used, when I mean regime, the intervention that the regulator, NCC, adopted was for them to grow. So the same regime should be applied to the new or late entrants.
Yeah, but in growing, they killed the CDMA.
Let me answer the question. I'll come back to that other question you've just thrown. This one is about technology neutrality. It's not whether they're CDMA or GSM. That's not the argument. The argument is that you have a late entrant, which is generally a smaller amongst the more dominant player who has been in the market long enough and has size. The consumer wants choice. The late entrant has introduced a latest technology to give faster internet or high-speed internet. They cannot do that if the larger operator does the same and undercuts their pricing, because it's unfair. So that disparity in the market needs to be fixed. Now, whether you say the data floor should remain is debatable, or are there alternative measures? That again is something we can debate, because still the actual market needs to be fixed, whether you use data floor plan or anything else, because if you now don't have those options, the consumer has reduced choice. And let me take that argument to an extreme position. We're only left with one or two operators.
At the end of the day.
We're only left with one or two operators. I don't need to say much. You're a very smart man. The same operator that you are climbing for lower price might then say, sorry, I'm going to raise prices. And there's no forces to actually say they cannot do that. So at the end of the day, long term, you actually haven't got the consumer choice that you thought you'd have. And I'll come back to the CDMA issue. The CDMA wasn't just about pricing. It was about management of those companies. The licensing regime for the CDMA was regionalized, not national. So they operated on a regional basis. And in fact, let me take the argument a bit further. Visafone was an accumulation of other regional CDMA operators, and they operated on a universal access service license, which is national by nature, but Visafone is no longer around. So the forces that dictate the market chose the GSM technology for many reasons, and one is that the SIM card can be divorced from the device, and the devices, in my opinion, are actually more smarter and lovelier in the GSM realm than the CDM realm. There are other factors, but I thought I'll just leave it at that.
Thank you for being on Tech Trends today.
You're most welcome.
We've come to the end of today's show. Please follow us on social media. And don't forget, you can watch these and previous editions of the show on the channel's TV YouTube account or via my blog, cfatech.ng. For Tech Trends, I'm Chukwuemeka Agbata.